We all want peace in our hearts. We chase happiness every day through success, money, and comfort. Yet even when we get what we wanted, something still feels missing. Why does peace slip away so easily? Maybe the answer is simpler than we think. Peace is not found in what we receive, but in what we appreciate. Today, let's discover how a thankful heart can turn ordinary moments into a life filled with calm and joy. There once lived a man who seemed to have everything he ever wanted: a good job, a comfortable home, and many friends. Yet every night, when the world went quiet, he felt a strange emptiness inside. He often asked himself, "Why do I still feel restless when my life looks complete?" Each morning he rushed to work, believing that one more success would finally bring him peace. But no matter how much he achieved, the feeling never stayed. The more he got, the more he wanted. The calm he was looking for always slipped away like sand through his fingers. One day, sitting alone on a park bench, he looked around and noticed something unusual. People smiling for no reason, children laughing over small things, an old woman feeding birds with a peaceful face. For the first time, he wondered if peace was something he had been searching for in the wrong place. As the man sat quietly, he began to notice small things he had never paid attention to before: the cool wind touching his face, the sunlight falling softly through the trees, the gentle laughter of children playing nearby. Each little sound and movement seemed alive, as if whispering, "You already have so much." For years he had been running behind the idea of more money, more success, more comfort. But in that moment, he realized he had forgotten one of life's most powerful gifts: gratitude. He remembered his mother's words from childhood, "A thankful heart is never poor." Back then, he didn't understand what she meant. Now he did. Gratitude wasn't about having everything. It was about seeing the value in what you already have. He smiled to himself and softly said, "Thank you." Just two simple words. Yet as he whispered them, his heart felt lighter, as if peace had quietly walked back into his life. That evening, when the man returned home, he looked around his room: the same walls, the same furniture, the same life. But something felt different. It was as if his eyes had opened for the first time. He saw things he had ignored before: the small photo of his family smiling, the old chair that had supported him for years, the warm meal waiting on the table. He realized how often he had complained about what was missing, instead of being thankful for what was already there. Every complaint had built a wall inside his heart, blocking the peace he was searching for. He sat down and asked himself softly, "Why do I count only what I've lost, not what I still have?" The question echoed in his mind like a mirror reflecting his truth. The more he thought, the clearer it became. Peace was never gone. It was just buried under layers of complaints, expectations, and hurry. Gratitude was the key to uncover it. That night, before sleeping, he decided to do something new. Instead of thinking about tomorrow's problems, he whispered 3 simple words: "Thank you, life." And for the first time in many years, he slept peacefully, not because everything was perfect, but because his heart was. The next morning, something had changed inside him. The world around him was still the same: the noise of traffic, the pressure of work, the endless list of tasks. But his heart was calmer. He had begun a quiet habit to say thank you for every little thing that came his way. When he woke up, he thanked the morning light for another day. When he drank water, he thanked it for its coolness. When he walked to work, he thanked the road for carrying his steps. At first it felt small and strange, but soon he noticed something magical. His days started to feel lighter. The same work that once tired him now gave him joy. The people he met seemed kinder. Even the air felt softer. Gratitude had slowly begun to change the way he saw everything. He realized that peaceful people were not the ones who had everything, they were the ones who appreciated everything. Life didn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. It only had to be thankful to be peaceful. Sometimes he still faced problems, but instead of complaining, he reminded himself, "This too is a part of my journey." And with each small thank you, his heart grew stronger, his mind calmer, and his smile deeper. Gratitude had become his quiet prayer, his secret power. It didn't change the world around him. It changed the world within him. As days passed, he understood something powerful. Gratitude is not a feeling that comes and goes. It is a way of living. It doesn't depend on what we have, but on how we see what we have. A thankful heart turns ordinary days into blessings and simple moments into peace. It teaches us to see beauty in little things, a smile, a meal, a new sunrise. It reminds us that no matter how hard life feels, there is always something left to be grateful for. He realized that gratitude doesn't remove problems, but it gives the strength to face them with calmness. It changes the way we react to life. Instead of saying, "Why me?" a grateful heart says, "Thank you for the lesson." Each thank you he spoke became like a small light in the dark, guiding him toward peace, kindness, and contentment. In the end, he discovered that the true power of a thankful heart lies not in what it receives, but in what it creates, a quiet, steady peace that no one can take away. Peace is not something we find outside, it grows within us when we learn to be thankful. When we count blessings instead of worries, our hearts become lighter. When we say thank you more often, life begins to smile back at us. So today, take a deep breath, look around, and whisper a small thank you for the people, the moments, and even the challenges that shaped you. Because when you live with gratitude, you don't just find peace, you become peace. Be grateful, be peaceful, and let your heart stay thankful today.